Hello guys, hello. So in this video, this live video, we are going to talk about the ongoing genocide against the Banyamulenge people in Congo. So we'll talk about the beginning of genocide and what happened and what's happening right now till today, the October 2020. So basically, this fighting, the attacks against Banyamulenge, they are being done by the rebels known as Mai Mai. Mai Mai means the water, so it's like Congolese ethnic groups from Bembe, Nyindo tribes. So they believe in traditions like witchcraft. So Mai Mai means like it's like water. They believe like when you have water, all those like traditional medicine, the bullet is not gonna kill you. So that's the name of Mai Mai. That's what they believe. So Mai Mai have so many groups, and one of the groups killing Banyamulenge is known as Biloze Bishambuke. It's from a Fulero tribe. Biloze Bishambuke means let's fight whatever gets destroyed, get destroyed. So they don't care about building their country. They call themselves Biloze Bishambuke, meaning whatever is destroyed, let be destroyed. So that's how extreme they are. Very, very extremist. No interest of, they don't care about their country. So that's one group, the Mai Mai. And so other Mai Mai, they're from Bembe, they're just Mai Mai. They have different groups of Bembe. Sometimes they don't get along and they also have different groups. So the only time they get along is when they fight Banyamulenge. So outside, they also fight each other, they kill each other. But the only time they get together is to fight Banyamulenge. So outside, also outside Banyamulenge, there's killings going on. So they are killing each other in other places. So this violence started in 2017. Right after the new president took over, they started attacking Banyamulenge. However, in the beginning, it was more of stealing cows, burning villages, but not killing people. So they were coming, before they burn house, the Mai Mai rebels, before they burn the Banyamulenge house, they will go inside and check, make sure there's nobody inside the house, like all the people. If they found like an elderly person, they will just remove them gently and press them outside, burn the house, burn villages, and then go without harming anybody. So, but now, later on, as like Banyamulenge start defending themselves, getting organized, because Banyamulenge were not expecting any of this. So some Banyamulenge, they were like in the neighboring countries studying, the young people, they left the area, and many Banyamulenge, they were in the government. So there was no real Banyamulenge rebels in the area. So it was just something suddenly happened with Banyamulenge were not expecting anything. So, and that's how they started killing Banyamulenge. That's how the attack started, like out of nowhere. Nobody was expecting anything. So it took Banyamulenge a while to get organized, to try their best so they can come back to defend their villages. But it was too late. Very late, because more than 300 villages were burned down. So Banyamulenge, now they live like in the concentration camps in one area, in like thousands of people with no humanitarian assistance. So again, we have thousands of people for the past 3 years, no humanitarian assistance, and the UN is right there, they are watching. So they see everything, they see the attacks. There's even a time where the Banyamulenge displacement camp of Mikenke was attacked by Mai Mai rebels, and the government, no, the UN peacekeepers, they defended the Banyamulenge. To prevent the massacre, they had to fight the Mai Mai rebels, and they killed one of the Mai Mai right in the camps. So we have people attacking displacement camp of women. So, but the UN also is involved. The UN is involved because there is no humanitarian assistance. So everything is just like underground. They talk about it, but they do nothing to stop it or to support the humanitarian people, like bring like food for the displaced people. So they know everything, they know what's happening, but they talk about it and they do nothing to help people or nothing to solve the problem. So this is nothing to do with Mai Mai killing Banyamulenge and all the tribes. So it's a big picture. So it's something very, very big. UN is involved in this violence. They are involved because we don't know their motives, but they're involved. So it's something they planned. And one evidence to prove this is that Banyamulenge generals were promoted by the current Congolese president. So why? Because they want to distract those Banyamulenge officials so they can stay in the government to avoid going to defend themselves. So we see it's something well organized, planned, so they try to prevent anybody who can go to to support Banyamulenge. So those are some of the evidence to prove how this thing is well organized. So we have Congolese government doing nothing about the situation for the past 3 years, and they're just also promoting Banyamulenge generals in the government as of like preventing them from leaving the government, going to defend their people. So they're just doing everything to cover up the plan, which is removing Banyamulenge from Congo. But again, UN will not be watching this if they were not involved. So we don't know their motives, but the UN is also involved in this. Another thing I want to talk about is so basically in 2013, the Banyamulenge territory known as Minembwe was made a county along with other more than 20 counties. So they were in 2013 they created 20 counties, and the Banyamulenge territory Minembwe was one of those counties, and it's mentioned in this book written by one of the UN head of UN in South Kivu province. So it talks about like Banyamulenge insurgency and the exclusion. So this book talks about the community of Minembwe. So this is written by UN head of UN peacekeeper in Congo. So they went in the meeting. The moment all those things were being made, the UN was they were involved. So they know about the Minembwe's commune, and so whatever Felix is doing, we have cancelled the commune of Minembwe. All those are fake, and even if because things is written and recorded by the international, by United Nations. So whatever they are doing is just to remove Banyamulenge from Congo for their own benefits. We don't know much about the reason behind it, but one thing for sure is that the place where Banyamulenge live, the Minembwe, the highlands of South Kivu province, it's a place with so much minerals, so much gold, and anything else we don't know what's inside. So maybe there is so much going on like minerals. They want to remove people and then take over those minerals. Those are probably the motives, but again, we don't know. So when we see people like Congolese people protesting against the community of Minembwe, those are foreigners. They can't be in Congo. They don't have right to have a land. So all those are like caused by politicians, along with the same people who have a plan of removing Banyamulenge from Congo, but it's not going to change the record, So Banyamulenge are Congolese as it is recorded, and they have been in Congo before Congo became Congo, before the Africa was divided. But with all those evidence, Congolese people, because of the hatred, they still don't think Banyamulenge are Congolese. So till today, there is still violence happening. Like this weekend, they had a fight. So Banyamulenge were attacked in the villages. They banned in the villages of Rugezi. Banyamulenge were attacked. They took the cows from Banyamulenge. Banyamulenge went after the cows. They had big battle. They had fights. So it's ongoing killings, but UN is watching. The Congolese government is right there, watching. For 3 years, people suffering, but no intention whatsoever of solving the problem. So it's not ethnic conflict, like the government is trying to say, and like politicians trying to say. No, Banyamulenge has took anyone's land. The same place they live. No, Bembe, Nyindo, or Fulero has lost their house or anything. Banyamulenge never stole anything from them. In fact, Banyamulenge lost all their cows, which is like the primary source of income. Hundreds of thousands of cows. So we have innocent people who have never harmed anybody, like not taking people's belongings, and all of a sudden they are making them look like a terrorist. They are making them look like evil people in the whole country. Protest all over, like Minembwe. So everything that's happening is all about politics. All those tribes, we have lived together for peacefully. But when we have a member of the government, politician from those communities saying that the Banyamulenge, they are foreigners, we know we received them when they came from Rwanda. First of all, Banyamulenge are not from Rwanda. Only 2 clans came from Rwanda. Banyamulenge were Tutsis, and they lived in the big area which was Burundi, Uganda, Tanzania, so Western Tanzania. So they came from different places because back then there was no borders. So they found themselves in that Congo, but the same group of people, but from different regions, which became countries, from different countries. So like some came from Tanzania, some came from Burundi, some came from Uganda, but they were all from the same ethnic groups. But because Africa was divided, some were like Tanzanian, Burundian, Ugandans. So, but they only call us Rwandans. I don't know why they don't call us Burundians or Ugandans or Tanzanians, because our people have origins from those countries. But that was a long time ago, before Africa was divided by Europeans in 1885 during the Berlin Conference. So that is what's happening in Congo. So people killing, targeting minorities. And Banyamulenge are a minority in Congo, less than 1%, in a country of 100 million people. So when they say that Banyamulenge, they did this, they did this, so you need to think like, why is it a small group of people that make like big headlines, and that small group has never attacked anybody? All they do is defend themselves when they get attacked. So why are they making big deal? Like it's like headlines, like everyone in Congo is talking about Minembwe, which is the Banyamulenge place where they live. So it's just political. There's no way a minority group can take over Congo, can oppress other people. We are very, very minority. So even if, let's say, the Tutsis, they took over Congo, Banyamulenge, they took over Congo, they became president, still, all the power will still be with the majority of Congolese, will still be with, they are too small to be visible, to have, So there's nothing, nobody should worry about Banyamulenge, because they are the smallest ethnic group in Congo. So very, very, very small people. So, but the way they make us look like we are coming to kill them, we are like millions of people. They make us look like we're the biggest ethnic group in Congo, when we're actually the smallest group. So there's no reason whatsoever of being afraid of such a group of people. And most of the time, people, when they are committing genocide, they don't know they are committing genocide. They usually think that they are defending themselves, they are protecting themselves. So it's not, nobody will go and say like, I'm going to commit a genocide. So it's like started by slowly, you go and you attack, you take the cows, that's like destroying their culture. So you burn their villages. So it's genocide is not just like killing humans. So everything, you are killing people just because of who they are. You're targeting them. It is something planned. So all the criteria of genocide against Banyamulenge, it's 100% genocide. But again, international community, we don't know what they want from that territory or from Eastern Congo. We don't know what international community want, but they are more involved in this than Congolese people. That's something Congolese people need to understand, because the United Nations, they know everything happening. They don't provide any humanitarian assistance for displaced thousands. Some people, they are dying from starvation. Others are dying from malnutrition. So the children, they are becoming red for the first time in Banyamulenge history. So with all those like bad situations, they're not doing anything to provide like support. So United Nations is involved. We don't know why, but they want the territory with minerals, which is the same thing of this destabilizing Africa. They make us fight and kill each other, when they're actually the ones who cause all the problems. And one of the reasons this is more of United Nations is because Felix is not the current president of Congo is not a bad person. He's not like extremist who is just anti-Tutsi. He's one of the most passive leader who is very, very chill, very calm. But the way they are using him to destabilize his own country for ongoing killings is just not fair. So because the president has no intention whatsoever of killing Banyamulenge, it has to be like more of United Nations, more of European countries, telling people how to live their life, telling African leaders what they should do for their country. So it's just the same cycle we go over and over of destabilizing Africa and making us kill each other when we are actually the same people. So I think that's all I have for today. And this book, Banyamulenge, it kind of gives insights. I'm gonna find the link and put in the description after the live video. And whoever wants to read the story about the Banyamulenge, you can read yourself about the Komine Minembwe, which is causes problems. It is recorded in here. So whatever happened is political, it's not people. Bembe people, they are good people. Fulero, they are good people. Banyamulenge are good people. So we are just victims from the politicians and the United Nations, because they are always the first one to say that so-and-so has killed people. This is going on, when they are watching for the past 3 years, providing all those weapons for us to finish each other. So that's all I have for today. Have a good night, and thank you for watching.